Hi first graders, it's Miss Kaplan back to talk more about poetry. Today we're going to talk about visualizing, which is something we've talked about in reading before. Remember that good readers are always visualizing while they're reading. That means they're creating images in their mind like a movie. Poems are really a great tool for visualizing. Poets use all sorts of descriptive words to bring their poems to life that can help us visualize and make a movie in our mind of what the poem is about. We're going to practice doing this today. Every time we read a poem, it's important to make that movie in your mind of what the poem is about. That's what we're going to do today. I'm going to read a poem, and as I'm reading, I'm going to make that movie in my mind about what the poem is about or what's happening. I'm going to read this poem today called Bubbles by James Carter. As I'm reading, I'm going to be visualizing or making that movie in my mind. I'll keep my little movie camera right here to remind me of that. Bubbles by James Carter. Red bubble, yellow bubble, orange bubble, blue, pink bubble, purple bubble, rainbow bubble too. This bubble, big bubble, shiny and round, float bubble, fly bubble, rise from the ground. Up bubble, up so high, go bubble, gone, bye-bye. Wow, there were so many words in that poem that helped me make that movie in my mind so I could think about what was happening in the poem. One way that we can show what that movie in our mind was is by illustrating or drawing a picture of what the poem was about. I'm going to use all the words in the poem to draw a picture of what I saw in my mind as I was reading that poem. This poem is all about bubbles. So I think what I need to do first is draw a lot of bubbles. Let's do that. I'm going to just draw right here on the poem. But if you want, you can use a blank sheet of paper to draw your picture of your poem. I think I like the idea of drawing my picture right around my poem. So let's see. I know that there's lots of different bubbles here in this poem, so I'm going to start by just making some circles to show all the many different size bubbles that I saw. In my mind, some of them were little, some of them were really big, but they were all over. Lots of bubbles. Okay, so many bubbles that I saw. Now, I'm going to go back and think about what other details I can add to my picture, because your illustration of your poem should really reflect all the things that the poem is about. Well, let's see. Red bubble, yellow bubble, orange bubble, blue, pink, purple, rainbow, lots of different color bubbles. So I think I'll color in some of my bubbles different colors, like a red bubble. I can color in a yellow bubble and an orange bubble and a blue bubble. Let's see, I'll make this big one orange. I'll make another bubble yellow, maybe a couple yellow bubbles. There were some blue bubbles also. I'll put some blue bubbles over here. What other colors were my bubbles? Oh yeah, pink and purple and rainbow. Very nice. I can take a pink marker and color in a pink bubble. And I can keep going until all my bubbles are colored in. And there's lots of colors all over my page to really show what is happening in the poem. Let's see, what else do I need? This bubble, big bubble, shiny and round. Well, this made me think of some really shiny bubbles that were all different colors. And I think to show the shine, I might just go like this, to show that some of those bubbles were very shiny and round. That shows that they're shiny bubbles, I think. And then there were also some bubbles that were up so high. I have those over here. And there were bubbles that go up from the ground. So I think what I need to also make sure I do is draw the ground. In the movie in my mind, the ground was just some grass outside. I really pictured these bubbles flying through the air, maybe on a nice spring day like today. So I'll add some grass to my illustration so that my readers can really tell that these bubbles are outside. Now, I think I probably should go back and add some more color to some of these bubbles, like some rainbow bubbles or some shinier bubbles. But I think so far I've done a really good job of illustrating what this poem is about. So now, when someone looks at my picture, and reads the poem, they will be able to see what the movie in my mind was of this poem. Your job today is to read one of the 2 poems that's posted on Google Classroom. As you read, you're going to visualize, make that movie in your mind, and then draw a picture of what you visualized. I can't wait to see your illustrations of your poems. Have fun, first grade!